You ready to bring the noise?
Ready to bring the noise.
Guys, we are back with another video with Mark from Nomadik Customs. He has brought us his crown jewel of vans.
Yeah, sure.
One of his top of the line, and if you have seen my channel before and if you've seen Mark on my channel before, you would know that he always turns out freaking masterpieces when it comes to van builds. Well, he's not going to let anybody down on this one. They have jam-packed a ton into this van, and we're gonna get all the deets from this man right here, the owner of Nomadik Customs. Here we go. We're back at it. we're at a festival today, and you brought down like I already said, your crown jewel of vans, I would say.
It's definitely been the one that we've put the most engineering and time into.
But thank you to the client for being patient.
Yeah, and also just thank you to him for letting us show the van. He's an incredibly cool guy. We're
gonna get to the outside later because I love starting on the inside front to back, but what chassis is it on?
We're on a 170 4x4 Sprinter chassis, and then we did a 2-inch lift kit, put the biggest tires that we could on, full skid plates. From the cockpit you can adjust the suspension.
Oh, so you got the top of the line Fox shocks.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
This here, you put the full on, it was like 6.5 or 6.6 Fox or whatever there.
I put it to the test, and then they worked really good.
You know, we're gonna walk right inside in a second here, but we can already see if I back up, there's a pop top tent up there.
Yep.
So that's an add-on for.
Yeah. So our client wanted to have room for his daughters to go on camping trips with them, and ended up getting a pop top on there. And then we fabricated a little rack for the back. People are gonna ask, because I've done pop tops on high roof sprinters before, I've showed it, but where did you get it from? What do you know the brand and you know the company? Yeah, it's from the company RRE Global, and they have like a variety of products. Well, let's step inside and let's check this out, because this is another woodworking masterpiece done by Mark Vroman. All right, so like I said, I like starting in the front. Yep. Swivel seats, dual swivel seats, and then we have our Nomadik Customs partition that we have going on in here. This actually is an insulated partition. I was about to say, like, that's not just any old partition. That is a beefy partition. Yeah, so it's insulated. It's got about R4 to R6 insulation in it. We actually took a heat gun to it, but we actually noticed a 40-degree difference between the cab and the rest of the van when we had it all shut down. Really? So, yeah, it's pretty. It definitely does its job. It's triple fold, or triple zippered, so 3 panels. You can have all 3 panels up. You can have the 2 on the sides down just to pass through. You can have both of these up so you can have your swivel seat access. Obviously the entrance up into the tent upstairs. Man, I haven't had my coffee yet. Let me ask you about the tent, because you and I are about the same height, 5'9"-ish. Yeah. You and I can't just climb up there. I mean, you and I we're at an age where we wouldn't want to climb like kids. Yeah. So how would you get up? So we actually have this pretty cool little telescoping ladder. You don't have to put it up, because I'll get some shots. It just pulls out really simple. So, and then collapses really nice. You and I could both sleep up there. It'd be tight, but we could both sleep up there. It's all just under a full size. We actually have all this bench configuration pulls out and sleeps to, and then we have a Murphy bed that sleeps to. So this whole entire van, you'd have to be a really close family, but you can actually sleep up to 6 people in here. It would be a tight fit, but it could be done. Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is made for their daughters. This is made for his kids, you know. Yeah, so going out on family trips, and then this is actually his permanent home as well. Oh, he's traveling full time in this. Well, he's gonna be. He's actually building a house right now, so this is going to be his temporary house while he gets his house built. Well, you know, that brings up a good point with me is, you know, I do all these tours with all these, you know, pros, and I do a lot of DIYers as well, but, you know, there's very few pros that make it able to have a full-time living. Yeah. You are a true tiny house. We definitely, I have been at this now for 4 or 5 years, and I think that I can definitely say that our little niche is that we create true tiny homes inside of these vans. Quality materials, all the wood is like solid wood, handle all the different weights and stuff that we put into it. We've set all this stuff up basically to where You walk in here and you feel like it's an extension of you, a sanctuary for you to go. So this van in particular was really, really cool because our client came to us and he was like, I don't really want to see a refrigerator, I don't want to see a sink, I don't want to see a faucet, I don't want to see the bed. From the outside, he's like, I don't want a lot of windows in, so he got the crew van. So he's got this window and that window, and the two back windows that are all factory, but we didn't put any extra windows in. And then even with the pop top down, we color matched the Mercedes paint and auto painted that. You can't really even tell.
Sure.
But the only giveaway that makes this van something is the fact that it's jacked up and has a little bit of a rack on the back. And it took a whole engineering process to try to figure out how to hide all these things, but I think we pulled it off.
Well, so we're gonna show all the hidden features, right? But if this is a full-time house, you're gonna need a refrigerator, a freezer, you need heat, you need AC, you need a sink, you need cooking. Obviously, you have the sleeping covered, so you have to show me all this.
Space too. I mean, you and I are both in this van right now, and even though there's a lot packed in here, it's actually really comfortable. At the show here, we probably had like 6 people in here at a time. It seats 6, it dines 6, and it sleeps 6.
Yeah, so. and you know, he's probably working while he's in here, right? So he's gonna need a workstation. You're gonna need a bathroom, you need a shower. So you better fit of all this stuff in here that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the refrigerator. Where is this at?
Yeah, so first hidden feature is this nice piece as you first walk in. Little bench seat for someone to ride, but also we put in a locking mechanism on the bottom.
I don't think people realize what you just did there, but it's okay.
And this all comes out, and so you have the winter dual zone freezer and refrigerator.
That's nice.
Slides all back in there, and then we have that snap back into place, and this thing is locked down.
The reason that is because we were facing forward, and when you step on your brakes, you don't want this thing.
Yeah. This thing can get really heavy when you start putting contents in it. So we made sure that we put in a locking mechanism that was going to not rattle loose with any road chatter.
The winter, how come you didn't go with like a Nomadik or another chest style that's out there?
You know, I just really like the winter fridge. I've never had any problems with it.
Yeah.
It's a solid piece of machinery. They've been at it in the business for a really long time.
Let's move over to we're gonna show this whole operation if I haven't already. We want to kind of get through the tour, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you have large storage drawers here. But the unique thing about these storage drawers, if you see these hinges along here, these lids actually fold over, and then this drawer actually pulls out all the way to the door. Yep,
and I see you even have is that a type of a locking mechanism,
so it won't
slide out?
Yeah. And then same thing. This is a tri-fold that comes out, folds out to here, and then essentially you're creating another space that's a little bit about the same size as a full bed. The storage under there, got storage up here with the 2 uppers.
Before we move to the bed, you know, I did talk about heat and AC, which I see you have the contraptions right here. Do you obviously have both because I said it, but what do you got?
We actually have VanLife Tech system in here that provides both hot air and hot water. We didn't do the radiant floors in this one in particular. The old tried and true cruising comfort. We really like these guys a lot. The way that they split up their mini system with the condenser and fans underneath the vehicle and the compressor and the blower inside the vehicle, it just makes it, and so you don't have this big 150-pound thing kind of bouncing around on your lid, and it doesn't take up your roof real estate.
VanLife Tech, probably one of the best heaters, hot water systems on the market, if not the, and then Cruising Comfort, obviously one of the best, if not the best, mini split system out there.
Yeah, and what's really great about the Cruising Comfort too is he's got a whole bunch of other products that he's coming out with right now that break it down his units even further.
Wow,
so it's pretty fun.
First of all,
I geek out about that kind of stuff. So
I do too. I appreciate it.
I'm not trying to plug them. I'm just like, ooh, exciting.
Ooh. Mark, you're very well known for your woodworking, especially your walnut. I think walnut is probably one of your favorite woods, if it's not the favorite. You did a phenomenal art piece here.
Yeah, actually, a really good friend of mine is a CNC artist. He does big installations in art museums around the country. And I was able to steal him for a weekend, and he came in and did this beautiful piece. The owner has a home in Laguna Niguel and another home in Hawaii, and you'll see why I'm referencing that.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep the contemporary look in here, but throw homage to like wave sets. He surfs and stuff, so we kind of wanted to create some wave sets, and it's really nice to be able to kind of bring elements like this in where you have sort of these flows, these long length lines to make the whole entire van seem longer. Bring in some of these curved edges and things to kind of soften these hard points of the cabinetry.
And keeping the theme of linear, you went with a track lighting system instead of puck lights.
Yeah, kind of one of the first vans that we've done that on. All this backlighting and the main lighting in the middle. These two strips are actually dimmable. And then we just put some subtle lighting above the seating areas and stuff too. So it's all lit up now, but you kind of have a whole bunch of different ways that you can present all of this with just how the lighting's done.
You're in lounge mode, I would say, I guess, right?
Yeah, I would say lounge mode. And then we kind of have this nifty, one of my great carpenters came up with this little system.
Wait, show me what is this?
Yeah, this is like Thor's hammer, man.
So you pull that pin out.
You pull the pin out, which then pulls this pin out. And
okay,
that's
so it's a double pin system?
Yeah, so that's the whole locking mechanism for the bed. As you know, with the Murphy beds, they can be a little bit heavy once you load them all down with stuff, and you don't want to be cruising around a corner. So we did the double pin system to really make sure, but had to do it the Nomadik Customs way. So,
well, are we going to show this whole thing now, or do you want to?
I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit so you can kind of see
what's behind it.
What's behind it? Yeah. So we did.
And we'll show it in bed mode as B-roll, but that's why you were referencing Hawaii, everybody.
Yeah. So we did a whole kind of vintage map. One of our friends came in and hand wood burned all of that into this piece of veneer.
That's all handmade?
That's all hand done. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So,
insane. That's all hand wood burned in there, everybody.
Yeah, so very, very cool. We lasered in a basic outline, and she went almost kind of like a color by numbers, and then came back in, put all the textures and stuff into it. So. And
you can see here when the bed is down, you've got reading lights, you've got ports for, I guess, phones or whatever.
Yep.
The biggest thing with Murphy beds is taking care of the negative space.
Yep.
You took care of that, it looks like,
because of the negative
hinge.
Space.
What Murphy bed system did you go with? Did you buy one online, or?
We bought one online, and I couldn't tell you what it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's worked out really nice.
So the pin system is pretty much there to keep it up when you're driving. I mean, you don't really need it when you're stationary, but.
No, you don't. But yeah, it's kind of a fun little system that got devised by one of my guys. Back
over to this side, we're back in the lounge area just like that, and you've got uppers for plenty of storage.
Yeah, plenty of storage up here. A little bit shallower uppers on this side than that, but a little bit taller on this side. It was kind of a design choice to sort of try to get the most bang for our buck, but also kind of change levels in here, and so that everything didn't look so linear that it looked manufactured.
In 2022, a lot of us work on our laptops. Is there somewhere for me to work?
Yeah.
To edit my videos?
So this is a little drawer that we pull out. You have the room underneath for being able to put your laptop, all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Come back up, but what's also special is we devised a little thing. Like I said, he wanted everything hidden, so we come up here and move this little corbel out there for extra support. It's all magnetized.
Yep.
And then you have motion lighting up top, and then you have an extra monitor.
Does that monitor, can you hook it up to anything pretty much?
You can hook it up to anything. So this is something you can watch TV on, or you can use it for an extra monitor for your laptop.
You even have a little cubby for controls, or?
Yeah, we have a little bit of the electrical stuff behind here, so we came up with this really nice, again, with the curves. And then this little corbel here, you just remove, and then there's a negative capture back here. And then that all just magnetizes into place. And
I saw you waved your hand underneath there, so that's a motion light in there.
Motion light.
That's pretty nifty. Yeah. So that's on that side.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, go ahead.
Then we have our pots and pans drawer. This here is our capture for when the bed comes down.
So it's an extra support for the
support.
weight. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here we have our dishware and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Why do I get turned on by really nice, organized things? I don't know.
I'm the same way, man. Minimalism, but organized minimalism.
Organized minimalism.
The ticket.
It is, man.
Then we also have this is all of our water filtration system in here.
Oh, wow.
So the water all the water that comes in here goes into 3 charcoal filters and a UV filter. It filters out all chemical and filters out all bacteria, which is really awesome.
Well, how much gallons of water do you have on board?
Yeah, so we have 32 inside, and then we put an extra auxiliary tank of 20 gallons outside, so 52, and then we also have 4 gallons, so we have 56 gallons of water on board. Kind of why we beefed up the suspension.
Well, you showed me pots and pans. You showed me workstation. I need to know where the kitchen is, buddy.
The kitchen is,
which is it should be next to this refrigerator.
Yeah. So actually, this is another thing that we kind of engineered again with the same system with the corbels.
Again, this is magnetized. Everybody, it would stay up, but this is just extra support, from what I understand.
Support. Yeah. And then we put a nice little knife block in there because we had some negative space. This is all the water system up here.
Okay.
Your inverter, some stuff for olive oil and all that kind of stuff. And then you see the faucet.
Yeah, I was like, where's your sink, Marky?
So this comes out and pulls out into your workspace over here.
Uh-huh.
And then you have your cooktop and your sink.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if this door was closed, which I'm going to do right now, this typically how we would have in our kitchen setup, right?
Yeah, and what's really cool about this is that, like, you could be over there. We could take this out on a bro weekend, and you could be over there prepping stuff. I could be over here prepping stuff. It just turns the entire counter space into a nice usable space, while still giving you room because everything's underneath. And then because the induction cooktop is really only conducting when you have a pan on there, the surface will stay warm for a little bit after you cook. For the most part, the surface is cool. And then we have paper stone as our countertop on all of that.
I'm just gonna say real quick, if we were on a bro weekend, you would be doing all this. I'd be sitting right there, kind of just watching you do all this stuff.
That's actually very accurate.
It's very accurate. Paper stone countertops, some of the best. You know, it's a durable as all heck, as well as 100% waterproof.
And is considered a green product
as
well.
Considered. So. I love that. All right, sweet, man. Well, I think you showed me almost everything.
Almost everything.
Before I go to the back, you have your heater coming out here, but this is this all unusable bench space?
No, so this is actually our whole entire power system and everything is in here.
We didn't really talk about how much power.
So we have 630 amp hours of lithium, and then we have.
I don't know if that's enough.
and then we have a Nations alternator and the wake speed. So that all basically can charge up this system on its own while you're driving. But then, so this is kind of our mechanicals closet.
This is what people tend to forget, though. It's like this takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, I mean, we have our air conditioner, our water heater, our heater, all of our stuff that's attached to that, and then everything in the power box. The 630 amp hours, 3,000 watt inverter, a number of different power stations in here. So, like, we have a 12 blade 12 volt system here. We have a 12 blade 12 volt system here. So we've kind of gone and put power in a number of places.
Is this a 24 volt or a 12 volt?
It's a 12 volt.
Oh, it is 12
volt.
Yeah.
And then everything up here, we have like these little power strips, so you have a number of outlets along there as well. It's ample power. You know, now they've come out with so many different, like 24 volt and 48 volt and all that kind of stuff that, you know, it doesn't seem like 630 amp hours is really something that...
It's a lot.
But it is a lot, and it definitely handles what you need to handle as far as running your air conditioning.
Let's move to one of the crown jewels of this whole build, which is funny because we've shown so much already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the back, and you can talk to me from the back if that's all right.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, so Mark, I'm standing outside right now. We can actually see the extra rack that you fabricated. Shout out to your fabricator, Alexandra.
Yep, she did that full fabrication, came up with the design herself, and actually are selling these little quarter racks for all the people that get these pop tops and stuff now.
This is a massive shower, dude.
Yeah, so we intended on this being kind of a nice big wet room.
Yeah.
He's a surfer, he mountain bikes, he does a lot of different stuff, so you can still put your mountain bikes and surfboards and that sort of thing in here. But then also you have your toilet that comes out and a little foot. And then once your toilet comes out, you're like, how do you sit against the wall?
Yeah, dude, you have it against the wall, buddy.
But that then rotates around.
You put a Lazy Susan on your toilet so you could sit comfortably in this amazing shower.
Yeah.
And you also went with one of my favorite toilets.
Yeah, Laveo dry flush. And then in this little cabinet right here, we have room for the little cartridges as well as toilet paper, that sort of thing. A little bit of space extra back here to shove stuff into.
Yeah.
Light in here. We have a little bit of extra storage up here for like towels and whatnot, things that you want in your bathroom.
What shower is that?
Couldn't really tell you.
Okay.
But it's a rain shower.
It is a rain shower.
It also has this nice wand that you can use as well. Did a full wet room back here. Kale, my upholsterer, also knocked it out of the park with this very unique shower system. So basically what that does is put this toilet away. So this all comes down.
And it looks like it's a waterproof.
And it's all waterproof.
So it protects all that wonderful walnut.
Protects the walnut, and then also protects you from the back doors as well.
So, but I love how he sectioned it off. So technically, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can put that down and this down and keep the doors open.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Be able to spray off any of this, spray off his surfboards, be able to take the mud off his mountain bike before he puts it in here. I mean, there's like just a number of things,
right. I mean, that's what the wand is for, right?
Right. And then kind of the last thing is like, well, what about ventilation in here? And that's where our last little feature is we have these ventilation fans.
Where did you find those?
So there's a company up in Canada, it's called Picavo, and so they have these little ventilation fans in the doors, and so
another one here.
We actually used one for intake and one for outtake.
So the skylight wasn't enough for the ventilation.
Yeah.
You added these little guys, which are perfect for van life.
Yeah, just to kind of push some of the air around, and again, give you the element of being able to have both. And with that big, huge roof tent, there wasn't a lot of real estate left up here.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to put in a skylight, but we still wanted to have ventilation. So these were the perfect solution to that.
Do you have a solar panel, by the way, on that rooftop?
Yeah, there's a 380 watt solar panel, monocrystalline.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even on top of all that, it was able to handle it and no problem.
Yep.
Wow. Automatic. Who makes that one? Is that a Hecky?
No, this is actually the Arctic Tern or Tern Overland.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, you need to go to Nomadik Customs. Check out their new website that you just got.
Just got the new website.
Not too long ago. Thank you to the website developer. You have a social media person that's running your social media now?
We have social media. We started a YouTube channel.
Yep, you're doing a little bit of your own tours.
We're just doing our own tours.
But you get to show your stuff off.
And then just some of the lifestyle that we have around the shop. We goof off around the shop all the time, and Hank has come in and started to kind of film some of the shenanigans that happens.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Give them a follow, go subscribe, check all the good stuff out because they turn out masterpieces left and right. True tiny houses and vans. Is that? I mean, that's safe to say.
I would say that's very safe to say. It's taken me a while to kind of like, oh yeah, we build vans, but it's like, no, we build homes.
You do. Mark, it's great catching up with you as always. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad to see you out here on the west, on the best coast.
Easy now. I'm liking the East Coast a lot. See you later.
Talk to you later.